Hello, my name is Savannah, and today I'm going to be one of your hosts on talking about Part 8 of the Bill of Rights. What is the Eighth Amendment? To understand the constitutional definition of this amendment, I'm going to turn it over to your other two hosts, Connor and Graham.
All right, my name's Graham.
My name's Connor.
And we're going to be talking about the Eighth Amendment. The Eighth Amendment is excessive bail should not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, no cruel and unusual punishments inflicted.
So now that you guys know a broad and concise definition of the Eighth Amendment, let's take some historic background and information on how this amendment came to be part of our Constitution today. Even though the Eighth Amendment was attached onto the Bill of Rights in 1791, the ideas and creation of it originate from the English Bill of Rights in 1689. When the Declaration was issued, fair amounts of gruesome punishment were distinct. The English framers had intentionally made purpose to outlaw savage and torturous forms of punishment. So, what is cruel and unusual punishment? Cruel and unusual punishment. There's no universal definition. However, any punishment that goes against inhuman violations or that destroys human dignity is deemed as cruel and unusual punishments.
Hey teacher, what are some examples of cruel and unusual punishment?
Now that's a great question, student. To explain it in a more realistic manner, let's take it back to an actual Supreme Court case that happened in U.S. history. Furman versus Georgia, 1972. William Henry Furman was accused of robbing a private home in the middle of the night when a family member discovered his doings. In his attempt to flee, he tripped and fell over. The gun he was carrying went off during the fall and killed a resident of the home. He was convicted of murder and sentenced to death. According to the Supreme Court case, they struck down all death penalty schemes in the United States and it filed for decision aftermath. The ruling of this death penalty was considered a violation to the Eighth Amendment in stating that the racial indifferent treatment between different races were present in an injustice manner in which needed to be revised. Basically, the Supreme Court case ruling placed strict requirements on how you can put a death penalty on a criminal. You can't put them on a death penalty based on randomized choices or discrimination. You have to have strong supported evidence in order to prove that they deserved this death penalty. To prove that the Eighth Amendment is still involved in our society today, here is a current event that recently happened on October 4th in which describes it. Mr. Duane Buck was accused of the execution of his girlfriend along with one of her friends with the shooting of his stepsister in July 1995. Earlier this year, Buck appealed his death sentence by winning a trial in a 6-2 U.S. Supreme Court decision. His death sentence was repealed due to a testimony made by 3 psychologists at the trial. Quoted, Buck posed a future danger in part because he's black. Another psychologist advocated that Duane was not properly represented by his lawyer, indicating giving a death penalty would be a violation to the Eighth Amendment because of racial indifferent treatment from the juror. This current event relates back to the Furman versus Georgia case of 1972. On October 4th, 2017, Mr. Buck is announced to be free from a death sentence and stated to be released in 2035. Eighth Amendment is still a prosperous amendment due to its capability to keep our society safe today. It refrains us from creating or practicing a system of unfair punishment or treatment against one another.